Here we are with my white owl poncho, diving deep into the night and inside the occult. That has been what the revelations and the insights from the portal came, and I had to do this transmission because it was a strong, reassuring sense of purpose to bring this message out and to share what I have seen and what we are going through. With this, I got also the reaffirmation of the purpose and the understanding of why I am here, what I am in the position and I'm placed in where I am. Also, things beyond even this, my lifetime in this planet, where things are going. So this was very interesting. So what has been to share, like I've been told, like this is one big piece of your purpose, is to bring this map of consciousness through the apocalypse. An apocalypse with the meaning of revelations. Revelations like revealing, taking out the veils of the world that we were imprisoned by. So by this I mean the preparing to get into a new world and going through it without falling in the apocalypse riders. So we got the codes of the apocalypse riders that I will just do a preview of them now. These are the individual challenges that we are going to have and the collective. They try to get you individually and collectively. So being aware and empowered by knowing them is part of this purpose that I will be fulfilling through these transmissions. So the first one, the first apocalypse rider was the science. In the personal is translated as I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know. I have to listen to the ones who know, because they will tell me what to do because they know better. Even what I feel, even what is good for me. So when you lose power of knowing yourself, you already got caught by this rider. And this in the collective means the technocracy, like the giving power to the ones who know. Like the power is brought by the technicians, the scientists that in theory they know, so we have to listen to them. So you don't know how to take care of yourself, you don't know anything, so you have to listen to them and they will know better. And they know more about you, so giving information to them, well, that's going to be a collective challenge. Like, hey, I know, that's how you revert. We will talk deeply, this is just a preview. The other is the economy, and personally is I don't have, and I'm scared of what I have, if I will have the resources, I will have to live, the food, and that in the economy will affect the meritocracy. Who tells who deserves what? Who defines your value? So the identification of thinking that we are what we have is one rider there. So that's why the preparation was the detachment, working on the ego death, to not be identified by what I have, what I know. So yes, that can be a strong one, since now is the economical crisis can be upon us. So that is overcome by knowing that you will have all what you need, because you know your worth, because you know and you have the attitude of giving and collaborating. So it's based on trust. One of the goals inside was trust, and we will go deeper again in a video in this channel. The fourth, The fourth is politics. And personally, it's translated as I can or I cannot. I cannot, technically. So I cannot do this. And that has to do with the personal power. Who tells you what you can and what you cannot do? So politics enforce you with the police and the power that you already gave, so you cannot do certain things. So knowing what you can and you cannot do by really knowing what you can do. So even testing your power, not losing that muscle, what you can say, what cannot, the freedom of speech and building up that power is going to be a strong one. When you can say, what side you can look into, what actions. So that's how we overcome. It's not still how, it's the preview of how we overcome the rider of politics. And the last one, religion. Religion rules personally what you should or shouldn't do. So I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this because I am a bad person, or I will feel guilt and shame or regret because I did. So you shouldn't do. You will regret it by the consequences. And all of these riders will dominate through the fear. The fear of you shouldn't do, you cannot do, you don't know, or you don't have. So those fears of humanity that we may have are to be cleared. And the preparation was about working on the fear of death. What if you had to detach and the death of yours and the others, so you don't get caught by the first these tests, that is the apocalypse, this revelation of who you are, what's your state, vibratory state. And second, you don't get caught by the plot of the ego. So we will work that in the hero's map, in the map of the hero, and how to get through the ego's plot, the plot of the ego that needs a savior. So we are looking for a savior. There comes the science, the vaccine, someone help me because I am the victim in distress. The other ego plot character, the savior, the victim in distress, and the judge. I think that this is not good, I give my opinions and judgments on what's happening, and that's happening a lot. So these two are worked deeply in the Toltec wisdom. The four agreements and the Toltec wisdom are great on deactivating the judge and the victim. And I highly recommend to read that one, Towards Freedom. That has been a great book for freedom to me. And also to understand the ego and how it works and how tricky it is. There's Samadhi, a movie I did it in Spanish, but Samadhi of Inner Worlds, Outer Worlds, you can look for it. And many resources that we're going to be sharing here in the channel, so we understand how these invisible prisons are working. And that has been the reinforcement of my purpose here. Other things to reinforce in this transmission was that this is a planet of free will. So, in this planet, we are working off freeing our will, having freedom of our will. So, to get through these entrapments, these stages that we are facing, we need to do these heroic acts. And while we are doing this saving of ourselves, not being the hero of our own story, not trying to be the savior, because the ego got you. But we are doing this, being aware and helping decodify what's going on. And the ego may be tricky, so the cognitive biases can be complicated. And for example, when this is revealed, as David Icke is doing greatly, I got like he's 92% accurate. So that's why I'm sharing parts of his videos. what he is sharing is a revelation of how we decode these power games that are in this planet of domination and all that stuff. So we are transcending the 3 and the 4D. That's the 5D thing that the 5-dimension consciousness that we need. We need to understand. It's not just that we bypass just the 3 and the 4D. We are freeing ourselves and by will ascending, because this is a planet of free will. So understanding that there's a deep evil like that, then there's collective delusion and deceptiveness, like what happened with this virus, that they got us tricked everybody and for a while, and just being aware of and acting on. It's like, even that we're here and we understand, we have to act on. I got my future trajectory on life after this planet and everything, but I have to give it all while I'm here. I have to give it all while I'm here. In these couple of dozens of years, I have to give it all to not help the planet only, to help myself to go to a new stage. Because our soul evolution keeps going beyond this planet, beyond the scenarios played out here. So this is not spiritual bypassing. Again, this is to have a more ample, expanded awareness and not being dominated by fear. So that's why we have been trained and prepared, and we will keep working on transcending this fear, understanding deeper inner standing. That's understanding is already one of the riders. I have to stand under. So I understand, because it comes from me, this wisdom. So personal empower, it's what I'm doing here. Thank you for listening and sharing and acting on this. Please share. Don't be just passive. Yes, I think this is good. It's like, hey, I like this, whatever, write me, this is a communication, or share it. Hey, look at this guy, he's like revealing the apocalypse or whatever. I'm not a savior, I'm just a beacon. I'm just showing what can be a possible way to your freedom. You are free to choose. I'm just showing and opening a door. Thank you, and blessings in your way.